Hey ladies, it is Tuesday afternoon, and I am so sorry that you didn't hear from me yet today in terms of your daily post. And the reason for that is part of why I decided to do this video on this specific topic to begin with. I think maybe some of you may have noticed me mention that, maybe on my personal page that I went completely overboard with my Christmas celebrations, which is number one, pretty unlike me at this stage in my journey, and number two, something that I completely did not intend to happen. I'm not one of those people that says, oh, it's Christmas, I can do whatever I want for the next 3 days, and then I'll just get back on the wagon, right? That's not me. And it's not who I want to be, right? Because for me, the gift that I've been given through Beachbody programs, tools, challenge groups, is that the gift of balance, the gift of learning that it doesn't have to be all or nothing, and that we don't have to go balls to the wall, because I am somebody who used to be a binge eater. And as you can see, based off what I'm saying, sometimes I still fall back into that trap, those old habits, right? I'm not perfect. I'm just like all of you. And although I might be a little bit further along in my journey and this lifestyle than some of you, I still have those moments, right? Because again, I'm human. So one of the biggest gifts I've been given from Beachbody tools and programs and the supportive community that we as coaches try to create for ourselves and for you guys is the gift of balance, and to be able to understand that I have control. I am a human being with choices that I can make, the bad ones and the good ones, and that nothing ever has to be 100% off limits so that we don't completely swing the other direction and binge like I used to, right? I used to be on this cycle of dieting where, I thought I had to eat nothing but lettuce, and thought that I had to count calories and macros, and that I had to work out for 2 hours a day in the gym. And maybe, I used to think that there was no way I could be successful if I didn't have a personal trainer or a nutritionist on my side, but I couldn't afford that, right? I had all of the same self-limiting beliefs, and I've been brainwashed by society in a lot of the same ways as everybody else here. So again, I was gifted with the knowledge that I could work out for 30 minutes or an hour a day at home, that I could still enjoy the foods that I love. You all know that I eat pizza once a week, and we all know I love my red wine, but that I could still follow a nutrition plan 80 or 90% of the time and get the results that I want without feeling like a complete slave to a diet, right? So, what happened over the weekend with Christmas? I had family in town that I don't get to see my sisters that often, and this is the first Christmas that I've spent living at home for 7 years, and what can I say? I went batshit. I ate everything I wanted to eat. Luckily, I'm not a huge dessert person to begin with, which is kind of funny because this is what binge eating behavior is. It's that I ate a bunch of chocolate, and I don't even like chocolate, right? Like, I ate a bunch of cookies, and I'm not a huge cookie fan. I can do without them. Like, I don't get cravings for cookies. I can walk right past a thing of cookies and not even feel tempted. But whatever mindset I allowed myself to fall back into, I binged on things that I don't even like that much, right? It became a compulsive thing. A lot of it influenced by the amount of alcohol I was drinking. My family goes hard at Christmas, right? And I didn't, I feel like maybe sometimes I've been so good at growing on my journey that sometimes it kind of works against me because I felt like, oh, I've got this. Like, I don't even have to pay attention to it. I don't have to think about it. This is my lifestyle. And I didn't give enough forethought or foresight before the holiday madness began, right? And I just grabbed at whatever food and drink I wanted. And what happens is that now here we are on Tuesday. I didn't get my post done for the group. I, wasn't prepared with my food for the week at work. And knowing that I had to leave today to come to San Francisco for a couple of more shifts, right? Like, when my mindset falls off track and then therefore my fitness and nutrition plan falls off track. I begin to fall off track with everything else in my life, all my other responsibilities. And then I wake up 2-3 days later and I feel bad, right? Yes, I feel bloated. Yes, I feel tired. Yes, I can tell that I didn't get enough water this weekend and that, of course, I ate too much foods and I drank too much alcohol, right? And I feel the physical effects of that, but more than anything, it's the mental effects, right? Of completely letting go and binging, I feel down on myself. I feel anxious, right? And I think it's really important, though, to talk about why. I don't feel anxious and down on myself just because I ate shitty foods, right? Like, it's not because I am being so strict and telling myself that I'm a piece of shit because I didn't stick to my plan. That's not what creates the anxiety. It's not because I'm this super strict person that, believes in beating myself up because I ate too many cookies. Like, that's not who I am, and that's not who I want a single one of you to be. It's not about that. What it's about, the reason we feel anxious and upset and down after these kinds of setbacks is because our actions aren't in alignment with our goals, right? I know I could have done better. I know that the goals that I have require a little bit more self-control, and that I could have had some cookies and some libations, but not to the extent to what I did. My actions this weekend were not in line with my goals, and that creates this space of anxiety and worry and feeling like a failure, right? So be very careful to understand the difference between just being a bitch to yourself and getting down on yourself for all the wrong reasons and telling yourself you knew you couldn't do it and giving in to all of those self-limiting beliefs that do nothing but perpetuate the downward spiral, right? The difference between that and just understanding that the decisions that I made were not in alignment with my goals, and with that comes power, right? With that side of the coin comes the power to make different decisions. So instead of beating myself up and riding that train right down into the depths of all my self-loathing, instead I can say, I didn't make the decisions that were in line with my goals, so therefore, time to start making some different decisions. So today, right, I just commuted, I left town at 10 o'clock this morning, and I got here at 4. So it took me 6 hours to get here, partially because I had to stop at Trader Joe's on the way into town so that I could get healthy food to make different decisions today, tomorrow, the next day, and so on, to get myself back on track. I had to stop at Walmart because I packed last minute, which meant that I forgot to bring all of my workout stuff. Luckily, there's some weights already here at the girl's house who I stay at, but I didn't have a resistance band, and I wasn't going to half-ass my workouts because I have to make a better decision to get my actions back in line with my goals. So I stopped at Walmart and purchased a $13 set of resistance bands so that I could really give it my all, even though that means that I'm going to have to get up at 5 a.m. because I have to be at work at 7 to work 12-hour shifts, right? That means the decision that I make is that I'm not going to drink wine tonight, and that I have to get into bed earlier, and that I will get my workout done even though I'm tired and I just got off the road and I've got a ton of online work to do to catch up from the work that I didn't do this weekend, right? I have the power to get my actions back in line with my goals by just making this choice better. These choices, the choice to stop at the grocery store and get good food instead of just ordering takeout for the next 2 days and tonight, right? I could have ordered pizza tonight. That would have perpetuated further anxiety and further feelings of failure in myself, right? I had to make the decision to make sure that I had the equipment that I needed. Could I have done the workouts without the bands? Absolutely, but I didn't want to. I made the decision to stop and get bands, and I made the decision before I even got here that my workout tonight was non-negotiable because I missed my workouts over the weekend. I did not do them, right? I have to make the decision to cook food after I'm done working out and before I sit down to catch up on my online work. So I want you to understand that you are not incapable. Don't feed that bitch in your head. Don't feed the thing inside of you that wants to say, I failed this weekend. I knew I would. I always cave on the holidays. I don't know if I can do this. Maybe I'll just order pizza again tonight and I'll get started again tomorrow. Don't feed that part of you. Feed the part of you that says, my choices weren't in line with my goals, so of course I feel anxious, but I have the power to get back on track by just making that next decision a good one and the next decision after that, right? I made the decision to do what I had to do to set myself up for success, right? 3 days of poor eating and missed workouts is not going to make or break my results come April. I just have to get right back on track, okay? You guys can do this. I believe in every single one of you. I'm in the trenches with you every single day, fighting my inner bitch, fighting the desire to go back to all my old habits that left me 30 pounds overweight and depressed, right? I have to fight against that person every day, just like you. And we're here to do it together. And I hope you guys had a fantastic holiday. And no matter what happened over the weekend, I hope you're getting back on track with me this week, right? We've got a week and a half left of this program, and then you guys, it's time for a little obsessed and are prepping for 80-day obsession. Like, it's coming fast, right? Let's continue to end this year strong and bust through the doors of 2018 and feel great about the efforts that we're making, okay? It is okay to be both a work in progress and at the same time happy with where you are on your journey, right? You can be both. Bye.